Alright, Blue Crew, strap in tight because we're about to explode into the mother of all trade rumors that's got the entire baseball universe convulsing like a seismic earthquake. Picture this. One explosive report from True Blue Nation Dodgers drops, and suddenly the Milwaukee Brewers are scrambling in the dark, their front office in full meltdown mode, while the Los Angeles Dodgers are lurking like sharks in bloodied waters, ready to execute the heist of the century. We're talking Freddie Peralta, the Brewers' ace assassin, the guy who's been their silent killer, potentially swapping jerseys for a package that includes our golden child prospect Zahir Hope and a wild card lefty named Jackson Ferris. This isn't just a trade, my friends, it's a conspiracy-fueled power grab that could shatter the National League West into oblivion. Fans are erupting in fury, GMs are whispering in panic, and if this bombshell detonates, the Brewers might be left as a footnote in history. Let's break this down step by agonizing step because the truth here is dirtier than a dugout after a 10-inning slugfest. And it's about to blow your mind. Here's the crazy part, folks, we're staring down the barrel of what might be the most aggressive, most genius, and most ruthless move of this entire offseason, and I honestly don't know how the Brewers front office is going to sleep at night if they let this slide. Or worse, if we, the Dodgers faithful, let this golden opportunity slip through our fingers just because we're clinging to some shiny farm system pieces like they're our firstborn. Listen up, because this intel could define whether we dominate the National League or just watch it all unfold from the couch in October, sipping regret like cheap beer. The name on the table? Freddie Peralta. And if you want to understand the dirty backstage details, the real negotiations that broadcast TV ignores, you need to subscribe to True Blue Nation Dodgers Report right now, because this is the only place we dissect what actually matters to the Blue Crew with absolutely zero filter. Here is the scenario. The Milwaukee Brewers are backed against the wall, their backs to the abyss, with Peralta's contract ticking down like a time bomb set to explode after the 2026 season. And they know, everybody in the know knows, they simply do not have the cash, the cap space, or the guts to keep a pitcher of this caliber off the open market once the free agent sharks start circling, hungry for blood. Enter the Los Angeles Dodgers, predators in pinstripes, in the perfect position to pounce. We're not talking about some back-of-the-rotation arm to plug holes here, no sir. We're talking about a man who just came off an absolutely monstrous 2025 season where he led the National League with 17 wins, 17, and maintained a ridiculous 2.70 ERA over 176 innings, which isn't just good, it's pure, unadulterated elite. The guy decimated 204 batters via strikeout and only surrendered 66 walks, numbers that scream ace in any rotation on the planet. And what's most impressive is that 1.18 whip, with that absurd metric of limiting opponents to a batting average under .190 against both righties and lefties, meaning he is essentially untouchable. His value on the market, were he a free agent today, would easily surpass $20 million annually. But we have the chance to snag him while paying just the remaining $16 million of his contract for the next 2 years, which is basically pocket change for the value he delivers on the mound. Andrew Friedman knows the championship window is wide open right now, not 5 years from now, and bringing in Peralta isn't just an upgrade. It is a declaration of war against the rest of the NL West, transforming our rotation from very good to historically dominant. The strategy here is clear as day. Leverage Milwaukee's desperation as they urgently need to rejuvenate their roster and know that losing Peralta for nothing in 2026 would be organizational suicide, and offer them an honorable exit that, in reality, is highway robbery in our favor. They need to sell. We need to buy. And the financial math favors the Dodgers in a way we rarely see in modern baseball, where controlling the contract of a player at this level is worth its weight in gold. I look at this move and I see the missing piece to ensure we don't suffer from tired arms in the playoffs, because Peralta has the durability and the stuff to carry the load when the pressure spikes. And that is exactly why this conversation is catching fire behind the scenes right now. If you want to keep getting these tactical breakdowns before everyone else, this is the time to ensure you are subscribed with notifications on, because the market doesn't wait and neither do we. Now, let's talk about the price tag because nothing in this world is free, and this is where some fans might get a stomach ache. But I need you to look at the big picture and not act like we're handing over the franchise, because the package being discussed involves sending Zahir Hope and Jackson Ferris to Milwaukee. Yes, I know it hurts to hear Zahir Hope's name involved in this. The kid is an absolute machine, a 20-year-old outfielder who exploded up the rankings and is now number 26 in all of MLB and second best in our system, with that .293/.391 line last season and a power speed combo that makes scouts drool. But that is exactly why the Brewers would accept the trade. They need guaranteed future impact, and Hope is the crown jewel that makes the deal go. He is the yes in the Milwaukee GM's mouth. And as for Jackson Ferris, the lefty we got from the Cubs in the Michael Busch trade, he has a high ceiling with that 95 miles per hour fastball and a venomous slider. But let's be honest here. The kid posted a 5.52 ERA in Double-A in 2025 and still battles his own mechanics and control issues that are, at the very least, concerning for anyone wanting to reach the big leagues soon. Ferris is a lottery ticket that could turn into a mid-rotation starter or could never find the strike zone with consistency. And shipping that risk off to Milwaukee while we grab a consolidated ace like Peralta is the kind of asset management that wins championships. For the Brewers, it makes all the sense in the world because they get an outfielder who could be the face of the franchise for a decade and a young arm to develop without the pressure of winning now, aligning their timeline for 2027 or 2028 while we are operating in win today, win tomorrow, and win the day after mode. Giving up the future hurts. Of course it hurts. Nobody likes seeing prospects we learn to love wearing another jersey, but prospects are just promises while Freddie Peralta is a cold, brutal statistical reality who wins baseball games in October. The Dodgers' minor league system is deep enough to absorb this loss without collapsing. We have a talent factory that keeps producing. Though sacrificing the top of the farm to guarantee a trophy is the price you pay for eternal glory. The question hammering in my head is whether we are willing to watch Zahir Hope become an all-star in Milwaukee in exchange for 2 or 3 rings right now. And my answer is a resounding yes, because championship flags fly forever, and prospect promises often turn to dust. Freddie Peralta turns this team into the league's biggest nightmare, period. Now I want to hear from you, Blue Crew. Do you have the stomach to ship Zahir Hope out and bet it all on Peralta to secure the World Series? Or do you think we are mortgaging too much of our future for a pitcher who will cost a fortune to renew later? Give me the real talk in the comments. To really grasp the seismic shift this trade could unleash, we gotta dive deep into the backgrounds of these players and teams, because without that foundation you're just chasing shadows in the fog. Let's start with Freddie Peralta himself, the 28-year-old Dominican fireballer who's risen from the ashes like a phoenix. Drafted by the Brewers in 2013, he was a raw reliever with electric stuff but command issues that had scouts questioning if he'd ever stick. Fast forward through a few Tommy John scares and a shift to the rotation, and boom, he's Milwaukee's ace, the guy who keeps their low-budget operation afloat in a division full of big spenders. His journey? It's the classic underdog story, from Double-A struggles to NL leader in wins. Now the Brewers under GM Matt Arnold? They're the scrappy underdogs built on analytics, young talent and smart trades, but Peralta's their linchpin. Contrast that with the Dodgers, Andrew Friedman's empire, a machine fueled by data, deep pockets, and a roster of superstars like Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. They've won World Series before, but their rotation's been a weak link with guys like Tyler Glasnow and Julio Urias carrying the load. Zahir Hope? He's the Dodgers' crown jewel, a 20-year-old phenom with 30 HR power potential and 20 SB speed, scouted as a 5-tool wonder. And Jackson Ferris? Acquired in that Busch trade, he's got the pedigree, high school arm with big league velocity, but his Double-A ERA screams inconsistency. Brewers execs are in desperation mode, knowing free agency looms. Dodgers are the opportunists, with Friedman as the puppet master pulling strings. This isn't random, it's calculated chaos, with each side's history setting the stage for betrayal or brilliance. Now, buckle up for the conspiracy angle because this trade reeks of backroom deals and strategic manipulation that could make your head spin. Is this just a fair swap, or is it part of a larger, shadowy plot to rig the league in favor of the elite? Think about it. The Brewers are in full-blown panic, their GM Arnold reportedly pacing his office at night, knowing Peralta's departure in 2027 would gut their competitiveness, turning them into a punchline like the Pirates. The Dodgers? They're whispering in ears, leveraging that fear with offers that sound too good to be true, an honorable exit. That's really a masterclass in highway robbery. Rumors are swirling of secret Zoom calls, late-night texts between agents, and even hints of league insiders tipping off LA about Milwaukee's financial woes. Why suspicious? Because the math is rigged. Dodgers snag a $20 million plus asset for $16 million in prospects, while Brewers get future that might never pan out. Is Friedman colluding with other GMs to weaken the competition? Are the Brewers being sacrificed for the greater good of big market dominance? Conspiracy theorists are going wild. Is this the start of a new era where small teams get fleeced? Rhetorical question time. If the Brewers say no, do they implode? If yes, are they complicit in their own downfall? The stakes are sky high and the conspiracy runs deep. What dark forces are at play here? Let's draw some comparisons to past signings and league patterns, because history is the ultimate judge and it doesn't lie. This Peralta pursuit echoes the Dodgers' own Ohtani blockbuster, a seismic shift that tilted the NL West. But for the Brewers, it's like losing Corbin Burns, their previous ace who bolted to free agency and now pitches for Baltimore, haunting Milwaukee's dreams. League-wide, think of the Padres trading for Blake Snell. They mortgaged prospects for immediate wins and it paid off with pennants. Or the Astros' sneaky rebuild, poaching talent like Jose Altuve to build a dynasty. In the NL, teams like the Phillies have traded away futures, hello Rhys Hoskins, only to watch prospects flop elsewhere. This fits the haves versus have-nots pattern, where LA hoards aces like the Yankees did with Garrett Cole. Fans are comparing it to the steroid-era scandals. Is this legal manipulation? It's bolder, more aggressive, and that's why it's igniting outrage. Rhetorical question: are we witnessing the end of fair play or just smart business? Time to dissect the roster implications, because this trade isn't just names on paper. It's a chessboard where every piece matters. For the Dodgers, Peralta slots seamlessly as the #1 starter, elevating a rotation that's talented but inconsistent. Positionally, he shores up the ace spot, freeing Glasnow for bullpen relief and giving depth against right-handed lineups. Depth chart? He pushes Urias down, creating a top 5 that's nightmare fuel for NL hitters. Salary dynamics? That $16 million is chump change for LA's $300 million payroll, but it buys playoff insurance. Development concerns? Hope's loss stings, but our farm's deep. Think Gavin Stone or Diego Cartaya stepping up. For Brewers, Hope becomes their outfield anchor, a 10-year cornerstone, while Ferris adds high upside depth without big money pressure. It's win now versus win later. Dodgers gamble on rings, Brewers on sustainability. But here's the intrigue: if Ferris bombs, is this a disaster? If Hope thrives in Milwaukee, do we regret it? The fit screams championships for LA, but at what cost to the future? Scouting report alert. Let's geek out on the nitty-gritty. Peralta's strengths: that fastball tops 97 miles per hour with elite movement, his slider is a wipeout pitch at 88 to 92 miles per hour, and the changeup fools lefties. Stats: 204 Ks, 66 BBs, 1.18 whip, .190 opponent AVG. He's untouchable in big spots. Projections: 18 to 20 wins, sub 3.00 ERA, Cy Young finalist. Weaknesses: command dips under pressure, vulnerable to power hitters like Aaron Judge. Tools: 70 grade power, 60 speed, .293/.391 in minors, all-star potential. Ferris: 95 miles per hour heat, killer slider, but 5.52 ERA and 100+ walks screen control woes. He's a project, not a plug-and-play. Brewers win on Hope's upside, Dodgers on Peralta's proven dominance. Hypothetical: in a playoff series, Peralta versus Corbin Burns, who wins? The scouting says LA. Oh man, the league is erupting like a volcano, and it's glorious chaos. Rival teams are apoplectic. Padres GM AJ Preller is reportedly fuming, knowing this makes LA unbeatable in the West. Giants fans are tweeting #rigged, accusing collusion. Brewers supporters? They're rioting with memes of Arnold in handcuffs. Media? ESPN screaming, Dodgers rob Brewers blind. AL teams like the Yankees are smirking, seeing NL weakness. Executives whisper about imbalance. Is this the tipping point for revenue sharing? Fans everywhere are divided. NL East sees LA hoarding, AL laughs. It's why this is viral. Everyone's terrified of Dodgers supremacy. Zoom out to the big picture. This trade cements Dodgers' NL West dominance, locking in rings. For the season, LA steamrolls playoffs. Free agency? Sets $25 million precedents. League balance? Widens gaps, forcing tanking or rules. Baseball's future? Winner take all, where prospects die for wins. Rhetorical: is this progress or poison? In the end, Blue Crew, this Peralta trade is the ultimate gamble. Glory or regret? It's dramatic, conspiratorial, and game-changing. Will Brewers fold? Will we win it all? Drop your thoughts, trade or no. Subscribe, comment, let's debate.